Okay, welcome to the next part of the module. So we're going to be going through the different cameras that you've got in your iPhone. So you may just think you've got a camera function on there, but you actually haven't. You've got quite a few different options of how you can create your content. So the first thing we're going to do, first thing we ever do, is we're going to clean the lenses on the back. You think about it, it's constantly in your pocket, you're taking it in and out, and you'll get fingerprints over your lens. So the first thing you want to do is with a jumper or with someone standing next to you or however it is, you need to just clean them lenses quickly. Once they're clean, what I want you to do is open up your camera app. So as a default, you'll open straight up into photo mode. So photo mode is just the camera, basically. It's just to take a normal photo, and it will be on the lens ×1. So ×1 generically is the best lens that you can get in your iPhone because it's the main camera. Anything over that is just an added addition. Okay. So as you see at the bottom of the screen here, you've got 0.5, 1 times, then you'll have 2 times and 3 times. I'll just show you what they do quickly. ×5 is a wide angle. You can see where I'm filming this today. It's at this beautiful orchard. ×1, ×2, and ×3. So it's quite self-explanatory what them cameras are. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our finger and we're going to drag all the way over to the left-hand side. And we've got a function there called time-lapse. So time-lapse basically is a sped-up succession of photos put into a movie. So if you're building a wall, if you're building an extension, or if you're doing circuit training, or if you're doing anything that is quite long but you want to speed it up and show the process, then this would be the function for you. And you've got 4 different camera angles that you can do it with. So you've got wide angle, you've got your ×1, which is your default camera, 2 and 3. Now most of the time this needs to be set on a tripod, but there are other ways that you can do decent time lapses, and they're called hyperlapses. I'll shoot a little video up about a hyperlapse and what it can look like. It's basically exactly the same thing, but you actually move with the camera. So you place a subject in the middle of your frame and you follow the subject around, or it could be a building or absolutely anything. That would be classed as a hyperlapse, and they are cool. And they're quite trendy at the moment as well to do. Okay, so we're just going to go along to the next function, which is slow motion. So we went through the settings of slow motion beforehand. So this is where you can put it into practice. This also, I would say, would be good on a tripod or with some movement as well, but you're going to need really good light. So in low light, it's not that great, but in good lighting, so outside like today or in a studio environment, absolutely perfect. And you've got 3 different camera functions on this one. So you've got wide angle, you've got your ×1, and you've got your ×3 as well. But ×1 is always your default camera that it would be set to because that's the main camera within the phone. The next one we go to is cinematic. Now I'm going to be delving a lot more into cinematic when we do filming in the next module. But for the moment, I just want you to get into your head that cinematic would be the best option for you for filming reels, YouTube videos, anything like that, because it actually is the closest you can get to anything of a cinematic camera. So I'm just going to point our camera to what we're filming on at the moment. This is our cinematic camera. Costs a lot of money. These things literally replicate what this can do. With a few different settings just to override stuff, you can actually make it look just as good as what them cameras do. Believe it or not, they shot a Hollywood movie on an iPhone in cinematic mode. So it can be done, it is pretty impressive. Now, not all iPhones will have this cinematic mode on it. It's all depending on what model you have. This is the 14 Pro. So this does have cinematic on. I believe they brought it out in the 13 model and upwards, they will have cinematic. But you can still use video just as good as well and create some depth of field with that. So when I say depth of field, cinematic, as you saw when I was filming our camera there, it creates depth to the moving picture. So depth is separating the foreground and the background. which gives you a bit of a blurry background. So that's what I mean by separating. And that's what makes it look cinematic. So the next function we'll go to is video. So this is just your normal video. Instead of cinematic, this is just your normal video. You have 4 different cameras in this one. You have wide angle, ×1, ×2, and ×3. So wide angle is particularly good for walk around videos. They're great because they are a wide angle lens. They're actually great for property walk arounds. We use them a lot for property walk around videos. They're great fun, they're absolutely amazing. And then you just got your default camera, ×1, and then obviously the other 2 as well after that. Photo we covered earlier, we're going to jump straight into portrait. Portrait is a little bit like cinematic in pictures. So it's separating your background and foreground again. Gives it that blurriness. And we're going to show you how to override that in the next module and delve a little bit more deeply into the settings in that one. But just for the moment, I just want to show you actually what the camera functions are. So with portrait is portraiture photography. So that's of people, or it could be of a product or whatever. But it basically just blurs the background. That's what it does. And you've got 3 different cameras, depending on your model. So again, this is the 14 Pro, so I have 3 different options in this one. I know the lower models may have just 2, and the ones before that just have 1. So in ×1, it is what it is. It's just like a little bit further away than usual. Then if you tap on ×1, you've got ×2, tap on it, ×3. But we'll delve a lot more into what the functionalities of these cameras do and how you can override the settings. As you can see, that's a little overexposed, so we can actually sort that out. But I'll show you in the next module how to do that. Then the next function we're going to go to is panoramic. So a panoramic photo is basically, I'll show you now quickly. I'll take the photo here, move around, you can see it's taken a whole succession of photos there, all the way around. We just show you, there you go, there's a panoramic photo. So panoramic photos are great, they're amazing for landscape, but they're also actually quite good if you do a little trick of mine, which is just turn the camera over. And what we would do is go from bottom to top. They make great portrait photos. If you're in a lovely orchard like this where you've got trees either side and whatnot and your subject is in the middle, you can actually really encapsulate all that framing from everything there by doing a long panoramic photo in that mode. Okay, so that's basically all the different camera modes that you've got within your iPhone. So in the next module, we're going to delve deep into these and actually show you how to override a lot of the settings and really make your pictures and your videos look even more awesome.